Morning, everyone. This morning I thought I'd kind of show the latest setup that I have for the shack, and mostly digital modes because that's what I'm playing around with there a lot. What we have here on the left is the system I'm using for FT8 and JS8 call. At the top we have a little SDR radio which I use for monitoring the frequency, both the transmit and the receive. Power output after the amplifier. A little antenna tuner, and that's just the power output basically from the QDX. This is a 5-band digital transceiver. Puts out about 5 watts roughly. I usually run it about 2 watts and let the amplifier bring it up to about 30 when required. So there's that. What I'm using for the actual software is WSJT, and it's the Z version, which has different features than the regular WSJT-X. Our next monitor is the grid tracker, and it kind of uses all the GUI information that comes from WSJT and puts it into a much nicer format. So you can see some of the stations that it's picking up. Over to the right here a little further, running SDR radio with a little unit here. It's a network or USB, so I'm using a CAT network cable, so I can actually run this program anywhere in the house or in the world if I wanted to, actually, if I port forward it. So that's the unit, and then I'm on the right monitor at the moment. It's only running PSK, the PSK map reporter, but usually I run the power SDR for the little flex radio I have down here. It's just not running at the moment. What I like about the, sorry for the bit of movement here, but I guess when you got so many different monitors, very difficult to. But anyway, the SDR system is really interesting because it allows you so much flexibility. You can see up above you, that's the main band, and I can go up to 2 meg bandwidth with this particular SDR. And it has a waterfall and all that sort of stuff back behind here. But you can also listen to 10 different VFOs if you want at the same time. For example, my mouse is over to the right here now, so you're not hearing anything. But if I move the mouse to the first one, you're now seeing that one. If I move it to the next, that's another frequency. It can be the same band or it can be another band. And if I go over here, you can see that I'll select it, and it'll automatically switch me to the 30 meter band. And I have it tuned on FT8 there. So it's quite versatile. Again, I'm only using 1, 2, 3, 4 VFOs, but I don't know if there's a limit, but you can put 10, and it's just as simple as if I want to add another receiver, I now have 6 receivers in there. And I can reassign them anytime just by going over it and clicking it. And let me look over here if I do the same thing here. And you can, sec here. And that's actually the unit up here. See, it's blue, and this represents the blue VFO. So everything's color coded, and at the top you can see the numbers and their color, and they represent the VFOs that I'm tracking at the moment. Nice though, because you don't have to do anything or turn. They don't conflict with each other because you see, as soon as I move my mouse away from the VFOs, they're quiet, and as soon as I move it to the one I'm interested in, it comes up live. And there's another one. So it's SDR radio, a free app, and it works very, very well. There's so many features on it. So I use it at the same time. And I'm using, mind you, that's just a receiver, and you realize I have the transmitter, and my transmitter and my receiver antennas are only about 3 feet apart. So the danger, of course, is if you do that, you'll more than likely blow at the front end of any of your receivers if they're active. I picked up many years ago a device from a DX Engineering called Receiver Guard. I think they still sell it. And what that does basically is I put that on the front end of the receiver antenna, and then I feed it through a little distribution box, this guy right here. And basically what that does is the receiver guard has been put in here, so any signal coming in from the transmitter is automatically blocked out or reduced in an amount where there won't be any danger to the receivers. And at the back of this, there are 4 outputs. They're amplified, and they're separate channels. So I feed one of those to an SDR radio here. I fed it to the Freddy, whatever number I want to feed it to, which is up to 4. They're protected, and it still allows me to use an antenna that's only a couple of feet away from an antenna that's transmitting 100 watts, which, like I say, would normally blow the front end there. So that's kind of the devices there, the main part of the shack. Over here, it's my voice area at the moment, but it's kind of in a disarray at the moment as I'm reorganizing things here. So there you have it. Anyway, just a quick shot of the digital stuff. One other interesting part I want to mention is that, of course, when you have this, these are 2 computers. I'm actually running one computer here, and I could run it all on one computer, but for various reasons I don't. Then I have another little mini. These are just the little mini computers, and that's running the stuff that you see in front of you. The interesting part, I'm running another piece of application which you may or may not be familiar with. It's free. It's called Mouse Without Borders, and that was actually developed by Microsoft. So I have a mouse here, and if you can see, if I move across, let me see if you can see the mouse here. Probably it's rather difficult to see on a white screen. Oh, there we go. Well, anyway, I have the mouse here, but if you look over here, I can use the same mouse for this screen, and I can keep going and use it for, I'm still using the same mouse, and I could use it for this screen, and I'm saying the same mouse. So you can have your regular mouse if you want to look at on any one of your computers, or you can just have one mouse and it will move anywhere through any computer that you have that you want it to move to. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors, but 2 independent computers, and there's no hardware involved. So anyway, sounds confusing, but very simple to set up. It's called Mouse Without Borders, and it's by Microsoft. Just Google it, and you might find it quite handy. So there you go, 7.3. You have a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you have some good contacts on the digital modes if you're into it as well. 7.3 from VE1BWV.